earners. Many of these people around the world are friends of mine. And sometimes when people get involved in network marketing, it becomes a little bit intimidating. And what I want to do for you today is I want to demystify network marketing for you. I want to give you the 7 essential skills. I want to give you a little bit of a primer towards the development of those skills. Now, in one video, you're not going to become a network marketing professional, but at least if you have a roadmap, if you have a game plan, if you know what the skills are that you have to develop, then you're going to be in good shape. And here's the good news. It's not about luck. It's not about timing. It's not about positioning. It's about the skills. If you'll learn the skills, you'll be able to go out there and make something happen. So, skill number 1 of our 7 essential skills. Skill number 1 is finding people to talk to. See, a lot of people don't think that that's a skill. Finding prospects. That's not a skill. That's something that you're given. That's something that it's a reward. This is what most people think. They think it's a reward for how they've lived their life up until this point. If they've got a great list of people, then, well, you're going to do great in network marketing. And if they have no list or a terrible list of people, then they have no shot of success in network marketing. See, when I first started off in network marketing, I was 23 years old. And I'd had 18 jobs prior to being, my 23rd birthday. 18 jobs. So think about my list. What was my list looking like? A bunch of $5 an hour people. And the people who were successful that I knew, they were rolling their eyes at me, wondering when I was going to figure my life out. So it never dawned on me that this was a skill. It never dawned on me that what professionals do in network marketing is they treat the finding of prospects as a skill. They become highly skilled at finding prospects. Now, of course, it starts with making your list. It starts with writing down all the people that you know, but that's what the amateurs do. They make a list, they drain the list, they either have success or failure inside of that list, and if they get some people, they'll keep going. If they don't, it's over for them. Here's what the professionals do. They make a list, and their list isn't just a candidate list. They add a name to it, a description to it, called the active candidate list. The active candidate list. Here's what that means. The list is a living, breathing thing. The list is not only what you write down, but the professionals find a way to add at least 2 people a day, every day, to their list. See, if you add 2 people a day, that's easy 600 people a year. That's, over 5 years, it's, 3,000 people. So the professionals raise their awareness. When they meet somebody, they get their contact information. When they're at a party, they get somebody's contact information. They're not that boorish person prospecting somebody in the corner of the room. They get their contact information, they build a relationship, and when the time's appropriate, they will approach that person and let them know about their product or opportunity. But the idea, here's the thing I want you to get clear in your mind. The finding of prospects is a skill. And you might not be good at that skill right now. But you can become good at that skill. I became good at that skill. We have technology today that's opening up doors like crazy to be able to expand our list, build relationships with the people on that list, build trust, and when the time's appropriate, share what we have for those people. So, first essential skill, not luck, not good fortune, is finding good prospects to share your product or your opportunity. That's skill number 1. Skill number 2 is inviting those people. Now this is a big one. This one takes some time, it takes some practice. And the professionals, what they learn to do is invite people in such a way that they're totally comfortable and flattered, and it's a very pleasant experience. What the amateurs do is they invite people in such a way that makes people run the other way. Hey, I got this great opportunity, you'd be great at this. And they grab them by the lapels and they say, hey, you got to check this out. You'd be amazing. You'd be unbelievable. La 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 la, and they run off at the mouth. what the professionals learn to do is when they identify somebody they want to share their product or their opportunity with, they invite them professionally. They invite them in such a way that it is not pushy. There's still urgency and excitement, but it's not pushy. It's not scary. It's not intimidating. It's friendly. You're helping someone potentially find a solution that might work in their life. See, I teach a whole series on this, the inviting, because it's so important. If you don't figure this inviting thing out, it's going to be really challenging. So make a commitment today to learn what you need to learn when it comes to inviting. I'll give you a few tips. Tip number 1 is to start every invitation with some urgency. Let people know that you don't have a lot of time. Listen, I'm running out the door, don't have a lot of time, I'm moving, I'm going, but I'm glad I caught you. Do you have a minute? See, if you start every conversation with a little bit of urgency, what's going to end up happening is people become attracted to urgency. If you act like you have all the time in the world, it's going to be a challenging invitation. So start every invitation with urgency, number 1. Number 2, after you've implanted the urgency in the invitation, the next most important thing is you need to compliment your prospect. Find something to compliment them about. You know, let them know, hey, listen, you're one of the sharpest people I know. That's why I'm calling you. I've always respected this about you, or I always admired that about you, or you always treated me so nice, or you always got a big smile on your face, or whatever it is. Something that's sincere, and it must be sincere. Don't do it if it's not sincere. If you can't find something to compliment somebody about, maybe they're not a great prospect, okay? But compliment is step number 2. And then step number 3 is an invitation, and there's 3 different kinds of invitations. I'll just tell you quickly what they are. A direct invitation. Hey, I have an opportunity for you. I want something for you to check out. When you told me you were sick of your job, were you serious? You're just kidding around. Oh, you're serious? All right, I've got an opportunity for you. A way for you to take your kids on vacation. And the direct approach is okay so long as that person looks up to you or respects you or admires you in some way. But if that's all you ever do, you're going to have difficulty, because it only really works with people who love you, like you, or respect you. In other words, you can't go up the economic ladder with the direct approach. You go to somebody more successful than you, and you say, hey, I've got an opportunity for you. They're going to go, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm fine. I'm doing better than you are, right? So direct approach is good for that group of people that you can say, hey, come over to my house. Something I want to show you. That little core group, okay? The indirect approach is the second way. Indirect approach says, I need help, I need guidance, I need advice, I need input. Listen, you're one of the sharpest people I know. You know, I don't have a lot of time. You're one of the sharpest people I know. I've run into a business I'm pretty excited about, but I want you to check it out because you know more about business than I do. Would you check it out and let me know what you think? This advice, opinion, help. You can go to a family member. You can say, you know, listen, I just got started with something and I'm nervous. I don't have any skills. I need a friendly face that I can practice on. Can I come practice with you? Can I give you my little presentation and practice with you? I just need a friendly face, right? Imagine if you did that with every close friend or family member. The odds of your success go way, way up. People go, oh, okay, fine, fine. I'm happy to help, right? So the indirect approach, help, guidance, input, advice. And then the super indirect approach for the wildly successful people that you know, the super indirect approach says you're not a prospect. It's clear that you're not a prospect. You're way too successful for this. But I know that you know people. Who do you know that's ambitious, money motivated, would like to make a lot of money with a company that's expanding in this area? See, the super indirect approach, they'll say, well, you know, I know some people, and in their mind they're thinking, well, maybe me. But their ego won't let them get there right away at the very beginning. So the super indirect approach for the very successful, people with high egos, high success, people up the economic ladder from you. So in the invitation, 1, you're in a hurry, some urgency. 2, the compliment. 3, make the invite. Direct, indirect, or super indirect. Number 4, I've learned that there are 2 things you're inviting people to. You're inviting people to an event of some sort, one-on-one, small group, big event, company event, local event, right? Some type of an event, or a tool, some sort of tool. There's an online video I want you to see. There's a CD I want you to check out or listen to. There's a DVD I have a magazine, something. And third party is so much better than any other form of invitation. Now, an event is always going to be more powerful when it comes to the number of people who join after they attend. But for the brand new person, it's much more difficult to get a person to attend. The typical brand new person will invite 20 people to an event, 2 will show up, they'll be suicidal, and they won't know where to go. So my recommendation, and what I've seen the professionals focus on, is a tool as a first exposure. So instead of an event, a tool. Being able to go to a person and say, you know, look, I have this DVD that explains it all better than I could. If I gave you this DVD, would you watch it? And wait for the answer. Simple as that. I've got this magazine. I've got this person I want to introduce you to. If I set up a little 3-way phone conversation, would you talk with them? Just if I would you is all you do. If I would you, and then you confirm that you know, after they say yes, and they will. If you've started with urgency and you compliment them and you do a professional invitation, and then you do if I would you, you're going to have good success in getting somebody to take a look. Okay? There's more to it than that, but at least understand the fundamental skill of inviting is crucial. You have to focus on becoming world-class at that skill before you go anyplace else. Learn that skill. So number 1, finding people to talk to. Number 2, inviting. Number 3 is presenting your product or your opportunity to somebody else. Now, the best way to present is for you not to be the expert. Most people get involved in our profession. They decide, well, I've got to learn everything. I've got to know everything. I have to be the expert. No, we don't want you to be the expert. We want you to be introducing your prospect to somebody at an event. We want you to be pointing to a magazine and letting them take a look for themselves. We want you to be reading something or introducing something, playing a video, having them listen to an audio, having them go to a website and the presentation is done for you. Keep it so it duplicates, so anybody could do it. So the presenting is a skill for you, learning how to guide somebody. Well, my good friend Jim Faubert says, point, guide, and direct. Point, guide, and direct. That's your job when it comes to inviting and presenting. Pointing, guiding, and directing. You stay out of the way. So presenting is skill number 3 that you have to develop inside of this profession. Skill number 4 is follow-up. A lot of people get to the presentation and then they just let it die. And the only purpose for any presentation is to schedule the next presentation. The next presentation. Here's something that might interest you. It takes between 4 and 6 exposures for the average person to decide to get involved in network marketing. Between 4 and 6. It's not 1. It's between 4 and 6. So they might try the product and then watch a DVD and then go to a website and then attend a meeting and then they join. Or any combination of those things. But 4 to 6 on average. So follow-up is all about setting up that next exposure. Learning how to answer the basic questions that you're going to get. Learning how to overcome the basic objections that are going to happen during this process. Understand it. We're trying to help blind people see. We're trying to help ignorant people understand what it is that we do. That's going to take a little bit of time, a little distracting them from their daily lives and this model that they've been plugged into for their whole lives. So follow-up is about guiding people through 4 to 6 exposures on average before they make a decision. That's skill number 4. Skill number 5 is how to close. How to help a person become a customer or become a distributor. How to guide them through the process. There's a number of things that you need to understand in this. It's a psychological process. But I've used a basic 4-question close at the end of all of my exposures for 20 years. And I'll give it to you right now. So let's say, imagine that you've just finished watching a DVD and I was sitting next to you. And at the end of that, I say, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you have 0 interest, 10, you're ready to get started right now. Where are you? Typically, a person's going to say 5, 6, 7, something like that. And I'm going to say, well, look, I'm going to do one of two things when they give me that answer. One is if I feel like they're pretty excited about what I have to offer, I'm going to go into the 4 questions. If I don't feel like that, let's say they say I'm a 4. I say, well, what can we do to help you get to a 5? I need to know more about the product, or I want to go check out the company. I got to talk to my spouse, whatever. And then you set up the next exposure, okay? But if you feel like they're pretty excited, or they're at least curious, you can go ask these 4 questions. Question number 1. So, based upon what you just saw, if you were to get started with this business on a part-time basis, about how much would you need to earn per month in order to make it worth your time? If you were to get started part-time, about how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? And I wait for the answer. And you give me your answer right now, okay? Question number 2. So, about how many hours a week do you think you could realistically commit to developing that type of income? And then they give me their answer. All right, fantastic. Question number 3. About how many months would you be willing to work those hours, those weekly hours, while you were developing the income that you're looking for? And they'll give you the answer. Typically 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, something like that. Okay? And then question number 4 is I just put it all together. So if I could show you how to make the income that you're looking for in the hours that you're willing to commit per week over the course of the months that you're willing to commit to developing this income, would you be ready to get started? And all you're doing is you're repeating back to them exactly what they're looking for. And then all you do is you pull out a little piece of paper, show them the compensation plan, show them how they can get to the income that they're looking for in the hours and the months that they already said that they were willing to commit. It's the easiest thing in the world. Isn't that a little bit better than what did you think? At the end of a presentation, well, what did you think? Well, you know, it's great. Okay, good night. That's what most people do. So that's an example, right? But imagine if you just did what I just described to you with every single prospect that you ever showed your opportunity from day 1. Imagine what your results will be. See, closing, that's the wrong word for it, but helping that person make a positive decision is a skill set. You're going to do it for the rest of your career. You might as well pay attention to learning that skill. It's going to serve you for forever. So that's number 5. Number 6 is helping that person get started right. See, recruiting involved in our business is not just about signing a piece of paper or filling out an online application. Getting the person started right is critical. It's a critical skill. It's one of the 7 essential skills. Getting a person started properly. How to get them connected. How to get them using your products or services. How to get them with some very quick results. Because again, they're coming in and they're insecure. A little bit of results, a little bit of confidence boosting is going to help. Get them, build some relationships between you and them and the organization that you're involved with. Help them get over the line emotionally and decide to take this more long term. But getting a person started right is an absolute essential skill. So that's the 6, right? 1, finding people to talk to. 2, inviting. 3, presenting. 4, following up. 5, closing. 6, getting a person started right. Getting a person started fast. And number 7 skill is how to build for events. And it's what most people do is they invite to events. What the professionals do, what the people who make a living in network marketing do, is they build huge pushes and huge promotions from event to event to event. They learn the skill of getting people to attend events, getting butts in seats, getting people to see the bigger opportunity. See, an event does what you can't do. They might argue with you, but they're not going to argue with the event. There's so much social proof. There's so much belief building. There's so much trust building. There's so much education. There's so much enthusiasm. So many examples of other people succeeding. Getting people to attend events is vital. It is crucial. And it's a skill set. It's not something that just somebody figured out how to do. I had to develop the skill of getting people to attend events. And I found when I did that, it made everything else easy. Until I did that, everything else was hard. So I hope this demystified it a little bit for you. If you understand, okay, there's just 7. You know, what does it take to be a doctor? How many skills to be a doctor? How much knowledge? How much book learning? How much practice? How much internships? How much money? All of this massive barrier of entry to becoming a medical doctor. To becoming a world-class network marketing professional, there are 7 skills. And are any one of these 7 hard for you to develop? Are any of the 7 out of your reach? They're not. You can get there. I promise you. And when you get there, here's the great thing. The thing that I like more than anything else is I know these 7 skills. And I'm sure there's 7 skills in many other professions, but there's no cap to the amount of money that you can make with these 7 skills in network marketing. There's no cap. You get to make as much as you want, as you can imagine. The company will celebrate the fact of writing you $1 million check in a year. That's happened to me. I've gotten over $1 million in a year. The biggest month I ever had was $145,000 in commissions in 1 month. Think about that. On these 7 skills. Pretty powerful. Pretty amazing. So I hope you got value for this. And I do want to give you one other thing. Is there's an event coming up. An event I do once a year called Go Pro Recruiting Mastery. It's in Las Vegas. It's November 30th through December 2nd. It is 2.5 days focused on these 7 skills. 2.5 days with world-class presenters, $1 million earners. People come from all over the world to attend this event. Registration is just opened up for this event. You can get wild early bird prices to be able to register. If you can find a way to get to Vegas and we can meet face to face, I'd be happy to go through. Imagine instead of taking this short amount of time that we had, we could take 21 hours together and you can get these 7 skills locked down over the course of a weekend. I mean, you might want to consider investing in you. If you want to find out more about that, you're welcome to do so. You just click on the link below. That'll give you more information about the GoPro Recruiting Mastery. It's going to sell out quickly, so I'd recommend that you act fast. If you can, clear your calendar for that weekend. Come in on Thursday night, you leave on Sunday afternoon, and hang out with us. It'll be a lot of fun. But regardless, whether or not you do that, I hope this short training video has given you some guidance. If you have a journal, write these 7 skills down and start committing to learning those 7 skills. It'll change everything for you, like it changed everything for me. So for now, that's our show. Ladies and gentlemen, my wish for you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional. You decide to go pro, because it is a stone cold fact that we have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this. Share it with your friends. Share it with your group. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.